स्वतंत्र दिवस की झंडा फहराने के अवसर पर एसएएस का 1 एसओ 4 एएसओ 20 सिक्योरिटी गार्ड परेड पर हाजिर है।
जनगण मन अधिनायक है भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक। जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Anurag Veeramachneni, Deputy Speaker of the JIPMER Students Association, warmly welcome all of you to the 76th Independence Day celebration. Let me take a moment to thank our Honorable Director, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, our Acting Medical Superintendent, Dr. Vinod Kumar, our Acting Dean Academic, Dr. Ravi Kumar Chittoria, our Dean Karaikal, Dr. Ashok Kumar Bade, Dean of Research, Dr. D.M. Thapa, our Deputy Director, Dr. Krishna Gopal Goyal, Project Coordinator, Dr. Prem Rajan, our Student Advisor, Dr. Lata Chaturvedala, other esteemed dignitaries, senior faculty, staff, and students who have gathered here and are watching the broadcast online. 75 years ago, on the eve of independence, our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave a speech stating, "At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom." He intentionally gave this speech in English and not in Hindi or any other regional language. This is because he wanted to declare to the rest of the world that India henceforth will be an independent and a sovereign country. Mind that at this point of time, most of the foreign political experts considered India to be more of a coalition of princely states rather than a united nation, and they believed that India will not exist for a very long time due to its diversity and communal differences. But 75 years later, here we all have gathered to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, our 76th Independence Day. We often tend to believe that to bring about change, we need to be some kind of political leader or an influential celebrity. But the reality is, not all of us are going to become those things. However, does that mean we're incapable of bringing about any change? Well, I don't think so. I strongly believe that regardless of whatever position we hold in society, we can and should make every effort to make our little corner of the world a slightly better place. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. So now, on the occasion of 76th Independence Day, let us make a promise to ourselves to put forward the best, not just for ourselves, but for our community and our nation. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Director, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, to kindly address the gathering.
Esteemed members of the faculty, members of the staff working in different parts of the institute, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, vanakkam, namaskar. Firstly, let me convey to you my greetings to all of you on the occasion of the 76th Independence Day of our country. Each Independence Day is a special day. It's a day of celebration for all Indians. However, August 15 this year is even more special as it marks the completion of 75 years of India's independence. We look at 25th, 50th, 75th, and 100th year very differently. And this year, therefore, is special. And that is why we as a country have celebrated the last 1 year as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and have had several celebrations to mark this occasion. Also, we have run a Har Ghar Tiranga campaign this year, and I'm happy to note that members of the JIPMER family have been and are participating in both these celebrations very actively. Also, we can say a change this year. After a gap of 2 years, we have been able to hold these celebrations on the Independence Day in an unabridged form with no restriction on the number of people present, and that's a very welcome change, and all of us realize that. Let me deviate from what I have written. I was thinking of it last night. 75 years is also the rough lifespan of a human being. So this particular year marks a change that henceforth we are not going to have many people among us who saw independence, the day of independence, as an adult. When I don't know why I tried to think back last night. When I was born, and that's true for many of us here, India was 13 years of age if we start from the day of independence in 1947. So to that extent, my 61 years have been virtually intertwined, and that's again true for all of you, many of you, with the period that the country has spent. And for our generation, it's going to be a special day, and that also shows that we are possibly on the path of fading away, many of us. The past 2 years, one cannot speak of anything today without talking of those. They have been very challenging for the country, for the institute, for each of us personally, with unprecedented disease and deaths due to COVID-19 pandemic affecting everybody. However, in the recent months, things have looked up. I once again thank all the staff members of our institute, whether regular, on contract, direct, outsourced, everybody, for their dedicated service, always, and particularly in the last 2 years, which allowed the institute to play its expected leadership role in the region in responding to the pandemic. Moving on from the pandemic, the institute is now back to its normal activities, and we are trying to catch up with what we had missed for these 2 years. The students recently had their inter-class competitions. This week, we have 3 convocations: on Friday for medical degrees for the past 2 years that we could not hold at that time, on Saturday for medical degrees for the current year, and on Sunday for nursing and allied health science degrees for all the 3 years. That's a return towards normalcy, and I think it's a welcome change. Convocation is an occasion of celebration, of introspection for educational institutions such as us, and it's nice that we are able to have that this year. Also, later this month, another mode of celebration, Spandan, will be back, and I'm sure not only students, but all of us are looking forward to that lively event in the campus. The hospital working is also back to near normal. That means we need to work on new projects. Several new projects are in progress or on the anvil. The construction of the new RCC block is in full swing. Animal house building is nearly ready and should be functional any day. 3 classrooms in Jack have been upgraded. The CLAM auditorium has undergone a facelift. You would love it when you get to see this during the convocation and during Spandan. After upgradation of the CSSD, the work on upgradation of theater sterile supply unit in the WCH has begun. Department of Obs and Gynae has recently commissioned a state-of-the-art 4D ultrasound machine. A new linear accelerator, a biplane digital subtraction angiography equipment are on the way. Endobronchial ultrasound and high-definition video bronchoscopes for pulmonary medicine, advanced echocardiography machines for anesthesiology and CTVS, and advanced anesthesia workstations, I'm told, have arrived and are in the process of installation. Work on purchase of new equipment for the current financial year is in full swing, and we hope to complete this much earlier this year than we have done in the previous years. Ophthalmology has started offering LASIK services, nuclear medicine has started therapeutic services, and laundry has been upgraded or should be upgraded very soon because new machines which are better in capacity, which do better quality work, have arrived and should be installed soon. A new boys' hostel to accommodate students is planned and should soon be approved by our bodies, and construction should start. A tender for installation of a chute system for transport of specimens across buildings, across hospital areas is getting ready and should be out in the next 6 to 8 weeks. In our other campuses in Karaikal, the medical college building and hostels are likely to be ready by the end of the current year, end of 2022. Planning work on the 500-bed hospital at Karaikal is complete. Detailed project report is ready and should be presented soon to the institute's bodies for approval. The 100-bedded multi-speciality consulting unit in Yanam is nearly complete, and we are looking forward to make it functional within this year. Detailed project reports for the Sidrapet campus are ready. I know there are some issues about the land, but I hope and wish that that will be settled, and we are anyway going ahead with submitting the project reports for financial approval. On the academic front, the academic team has worked hard, and we have caught up with the time lost. The passing out examinations for nearly all courses have been or will very shortly be completed. Counseling for MD/MS admissions is currently on, and that's why Dr. Kundra is not here today, and new residents should be joining soon. For MBBS admissions, we will have to wait a little longer for the national NEET admission process to be completed. For admission to nursing and AHS courses, we have now moved to using the NEET marks so that we can avoid the stress of another examination for the candidates, and that should also happen in due course. It's a matter of pride that in the National Institutional Ranking Framework, or NIRF, JIPMER has moved from its rank in the last 2 years of 8th to 6th rank this year. Similarly, in the India Today rankings, we ranked as 4th among the institutions offering MBBS courses. We need to be proud of these achievements, but while doing so, we also need to resolve to work towards ensuring that we move to an even higher rank in the coming years. This will need a lot of hard work, but I can tell you, as a group, we are capable of it, we can do it. All it needs is the will and a concerted effort. And let's resolve today that we will attain a better rank in the coming years. Dean Research's team has been working to give a boost to research activities. Unfortunately, I don't have the data to prove this, but I have a very strong feeling, going by the number of protocols that I have to sign for submission to funding agencies, that the number of proposals submitted from our institute has increased over time. This is a very positive development, and I thank the faculty members for bringing about this change. Let's continue on this path and do even better. On the administrative side, we have completed the process of appointment to several positions, including junior administrative assistants, medical lab technologists, junior engineers, to say a few. The process for recruiting nursing officers and technical staff for radiology, radiotherapy, and pulmonary medicine is currently on. The proposals for creation of new posts and cadre restructure are being followed up. We are also working on advertising the vacant posts in the hospital and elsewhere in the near future. The advertisement for vacant faculty posts also should be out in a few weeks because we have resolved some issues that were holding it back. All this that I have listed has been possible only because of cooperation and hard work of everyone in the institute, and I thank one and all for their cooperation and hard work. Let's now look at the year that begins today. We need to work with extra vigor to take JIPMER, our institute, to further heights. Medical education and healthcare in the country are changing. With more institutions coming up, We need to reinvent ourselves if we are to retain our current high rank. And here are a few ideas, which I did talk about even in January, on January 26, that we need to focus on. Firstly, we need to improve the efficiency of our hospital, of our institution, through better utilization of the existing resources, and we need to improve our workflows. We need to get more OTs functional. We need to reduce hospital stay so that on the same beds we can treat more people. That's the best way for us to increase our output without having to look for new resources. Second, and possibly even more important, we need to improve the quality of our services by developing and offering more complex and novel investigations and treatment plans rather than doing more of the run-of-the-mill services. This also applies to teaching and research. We need to ensure that our students who are leaving our portals and research scholars match, and why not outshine those from any other institution in the country in terms of quality. Third, we need to make greater use of information technology. To this team, the computerization team has been working on augmentation of HIS. There have been minor setbacks here and there, but I think they are on the track to do things better in the next coming years. On the administrative and finance side, again, we are working to infuse information technology, trying to obtain a new software that will computerize the workflows and add to efficiency. While we do all this, we need to stay cognizant of the risks from COVID-19. There remains a possibility of emergence of a more aggressive viral strain with more severe disease. Of course, the idea is not to frighten people, but we need to continue our precautions. We need to ensure that each of us working in JIPMER, each healthcare worker has taken the 3rd vaccine dose. If any of our colleagues we are aware have not done so, let's work on them to try to make them as well as the whole institution safe. This will also make sure that we face less problems in case a future wave of disease does come. Finally, let's all remember that as citizens of a free country, we have several rights. But we also have duties. To keep the JIPMER flag flying high, it's important that each of us, whatever one is engaged in, contributes with the highest level of commitment. So on this 75th Independence Day, let's all rededicate ourselves to putting forward our best for the Institute by being sincere, punctual, faithful, and working to the best of our capability, working more efficiently, and by caring for each of our colleagues, co-workers. Together we can and will take the institution to newer heights. Thank you. Nandri.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful speech. Now we would like to start with the cultural performances for the day. First, I would like to welcome Abhinav, Kaustav Biswas, and Suyash for an instrumental performance. Thank you guys for such a melodious performance. Next up, we have a singing performance by Dr. Abhinaya from the OG department.
ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ मेरे बिछड़े चमन, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान। तू ही मेरी आरज़ू, तू ही मेरी आबरू, तू ही मेरी जान। ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ मेरे बिछड़े चमन, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान। तू ही मेरी आरज़ू, तू ही मेरी आबरू, तू ही मेरी जान। तेरे दामन में जो आए उन हवाओं को सलाम। तेरे दामन में जो आए उन हवाओं को सलाम। चूम लूँ मैं उस ज़ुबां को जिस पे आए तेरा नाम। सबसे प्यारी सुबह तेरी, सबसे रंगी तेरी शाम, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान। तू ही मेरी आरज़ू, तू ही मेरी आबरू, तू ही मेरी जान। माँ का दिल बन के कभी सीने से लग जाता है तू। माँ का दिल बन के कभी सीने से लग जाता है तू। और कभी नन्ही सी बेटी बन के याद आता है तू। जितना याद आता है मुझको, उतना तड़पाता है तू। तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान। तू ही मेरी आरज़ू, तू ही मेरी आबरू, तू ही मेरी जान। ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ मेरे बिछड़े चमन, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान। Thank you.
Now that was a soulful rendition. Next up, we have another singing performance by Dr. Siddharth from the OG department.
ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों, तुम खूब लगा लो नारा। ये शुभ दिन है हम सब का। लहरा लो तिरंगा प्यारा, पर मत भूलो सीमा पर वीरों ने है प्राण गवाए। कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, जो लौट के घर न आए, जो लौट के घर न आए। ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों ज़रा आँख में भर लो पानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। तुम भूल न जाओ उनको इसीलिए सुनो ये कहानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय खतरे में पड़ी आज़ादी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय खतरे में पड़ी आज़ादी। जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, फिर अपनी लाश बिछा दी। संगीन पे धर कर माता सो गई अमर बलिदानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब देश में थी दिवाली वो खेल रहे थे होली। जब देश में थी दिवाली वो खेल रहे थे होली। जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, वो झेल रहे थे गोली। थी धन्य जवान वो अपने, थी धन्य वो उनकी जवानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई गुरखा कोई मदरासी, कोई गुरखा कोई मदरासी। सरहद पर मरने वाला, सरहद पर मरने वाला हर वीर था भारतवासी। जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर वो खून था हिंदुस्तानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। तुम भूल न जाओ उनको इसीलिए कही ये कहानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी। ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों ज़रा आँख में भर लो पानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी ज़रा याद करो कुर्बानी।
Thank you, sir. That truly raised the patriotic spirit in our hearts. Next up, we have a dance performance by Saranya and Devika from BSc.
ஒரு முறை உன்னை சோகத்தை நிறுத்தி விடு நாளை வரும் மாலை என்று நம்பிக்கை வளர்த்து விடு நம்பிக்கை வளர்த்து விடு நம் காதல் ஜோதி கலையும் ஜோதி கலைமகள் மகளே வாவா காதல் ஜோதி கலையும் ஜோதி ஜோதி எப்படி ஜோதியை எரிக்கும் ஜோதி எப்படி ஜோதியை எரிக்கும் வா
Next up, we have another dance performance by Teresa and Vaishnavi from the batch of 2K20.
भारत अनोखा राग है रागिनियों से सजा भारत अनोखा राग
सौरागिनियों से सजा भारत अनोखा राग है ये प्यार का संगीत है
ये शांति का गीत है ये एकता का राग है भारत अनोखा राग है सारा जहां देख लिया है कहीं भी तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं है बस नहीं 100 दिन दुनिया घुमा है कहीं कहीं तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं मैं गया जहां बस तेरी याद जो मेरे साथ थी मुझको तड़पाती रुलाती सबसे प्यारी प्यार है बस तेरा प्यार ही माँ तुझे सलाम माँ तुझे सलाम माँ तुझे सलाम.
Thank you girls for that wonderful and graceful performance. Next up, we have another dance performance by BSc 2K21.
चंद्रचूड शिवशंकर पार्वती रमणाय निनगे नमो नमो चंद्रचूड शिवशंकर पार्वती रमणा निनगे नमो नमो सुंदर थर तिराग धर हर सुंदर थर तिराग धर हर गंगाधर गज चर्मांबर धर गंगाधर गज चर्मांबर धर चंद्रचूड शिवशंकर पार्वती रमणा नितगे नमो नमो जातमां वदनं गंगा चंद्र समागमतीर्थं प्रणवं नादमयुणरुं तुडियो वेदकलामृत पुण्यं प्रकृतियुं निन्निल विकृतियुं निन्निल स्वरंगलिलाय लयंगलिलाय शक्ति स्वरूपं ओम शिवोहम श्री शिवोहम ओम शिवोहम रुद्रं शेखरम् पुरळलि वसिवरुद्राक्षमु धरिसित परम वैष्णवनु गरुड गमन नम पुरंदर विठलन प्राण प्रियनु चंद्रचूड शिवशंकर पार्वती रमणा निनगे नमो तदानं 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 दानं 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 तदानं तदानं दानं दानं तदानं तदानं दानं तदानं तदानं निरिसा स्वासा दिसति निरिसा स्वासा दिसति पम भागा मरे सरे रे करे मामा पधर दिसति रे गागा सरि गागा दिसदा ममराधा दिसति रे रे गदनि पम कमरे जनि स्वासा रे गागा रे सदरि सिरि करे मामा पधर दिसति रे गागा
That performance truly got all of us tapping our feet. Next up, we have another group dance performance by the batch of 2K21.
मेरे
What an energetic performance it was. Now, I would like to welcome our choir to raise our patriotic spirits with songs of our motherland.
Desham manade, tejam manade, Desham manade, tejam manade, Gurutunna janda manade, Neeti manade, Jati manade, Neeti manade, Jati manade, Prajala danda manade, Andala vandam mundi neralo, Atmiya ragam mundi galilo, E kulamaina, E matamaina, E kulamaina, E matamaina, Bharat mata ko kadelera.
Enni dehalunna, makenni tedalunna, deshamante ekamatam anta ivela. Vande mataram, vanda mandaram, Vande mataram, oh vanda mandaram.
Desham manade, tejam manade, Gurutunna janda manade, Neeti manade, Jati manade, Prajala danda manade, Andala vandam mundi nelalo, Atmiya ragam mundi galilo, E kulamaina, E matamaina, Bharat mata ko kadelera, Rajulu aina, Pedalu aina, Bharat mata sutulelera. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी, ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा, हम साया आसमां का, पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा, हम साया आसमां का, वो संतरी हमारा, वो पाशवा हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा गोदी में खेलती है जिसकी हजारों नदियां, गोदी में खेलती है जिसकी हजारों नदियां, गुलशन है जिनके दम से, गुलशन है जिनके दम से, नशके जना हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा। मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना, मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना,
हिंदी है हम, हिंदी है हम, हिंदी है दिल,
वतन है हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी, ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा। മലരോട് മലരിങ് മകിൽ താരം പോ என்னும் மதமோயட்டும் தேசம் மலர் மீது துயில் கொள்ளட்டும் மலரோடு மலரிங்கு மகிழ்ந்தாடும் போது மனதோடு மனமென்று பகை கொள்வதேனோ மதம் என்னும் மதமோயட்டும் தேசம் மலர் மீது துயில் கொள்ளட்டும்
வருகின்ற கண்ணீரில் இனமில்லையே குதிராத்தின் நிறமெங்கும் வேறில்லையே வருகின்ற கண்ணீரில் இனமில்லையே குதிராத்தின் நிறமெங்கும் வேறில்லையே
காற்றுக்கு திசையில்லை தேசம் இல்லை மனத்தோடு மனம் சேரட்டும் மலரோடு மலரிங்கு மகிழ்ந்தாடும் போது மனத்தோடு மனமென்று பகை கொள்வதேனோ மதம் என்னும் மதமோயட்டும் நேசம் மலர் மீது துயில் கொள்ளட்டும் துளியெல்லாம் கை கோர்த்து கடலாகட்டும் கடலோடு கடல் சேரட்டும் துகள் எல்லாம் ஒன்றாகி மலையாகட்டும் விண்ணோடு விண் சேரட்டும் விரியாத இடம் ஒன்றும் வானில் இல்லை ஒளியோடு ஒளி சேரட்டும் மலரோடு மலரிங்கு மகிழ்ந்தாடும் போது மனதோடு மனமென்று பகை கொள்வதேனோ மதம் என்னும் மதமோயட்டும் தேசம் மலர் மீது துயில் கொள்ளட்டும் தேசம் மலர் மீது துயில் கொள்ளட்டும்.
With this, we have come to the culmination of our Independence Day program. I would like to extend a very hearty thanks to our Honorable Director, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, our Acting Medical Superintendent, Dr. Vinod Kumar, our Acting Dean Academic, Dr. Ravi Kumar Chittoria, our Dean Karaikal, Dr. Ashok Kumar Bade, Dean of Research, Dr. D.M. Thapa, Deputy Director, Dr. Krishna Gopal Goyal, Student Advisor, Dr. Lata Chaturvedala, Project Coordinator, Dr. Prem Rajan, Head of Departments, Additional Medical Superintendents, Senior Administrative Officer, Senior Accounts Officer, Welfare Officer, Officers in charge of the Nursing Section, Security, Nursing Department, Principal of College of Nursing, Public Relations Officer, Physical Instructor, Presidents and Secretaries of JHEU, the Executive Engineer, Electrical and Civil of CPWD, Estate, Sanitary, Horticulture Department, Physical Education Department, Presidents of JFA, JRDA and JSA, SIS and UDS team for being a part of this program. I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Ravi Kumar Chittoria and his team in the IT wing who made the telecast of this event possible. I would also like to thank Doordarshan for telecast of today's program. I thank all senior faculties for being a part of this event. I thank the photographers from Tungsten for capturing moments of this program. Last but not the least, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of the staff and students for making this event a huge success. Thank you all, and once again wish you all a very happy Independence Day.